Okay, welcome everyone. It is November the 10th, and we're still studying compassion with the Buddha, and we've got a room full of beings. So let's just jump right in. Okay, here we go. And one more thing. Oh, no, not that. Okay, this is what we want. Okay, there we go. Okay, good. So we've been jumping around through compassion quite a bit. This is now pages 41 to 44, but it's quite a lot of information. So we'll see if we can get through it all, because I have to be done at 7 tonight. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on the time, because got some things I have to do. So let's just keep going here. Okay. Oh yeah, I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that if you want to go in and listen to the audio of compassion, it's beautiful. You can hear the Buddha's voice, and it's just in through this yellow circle here. So all the transcripts and the audios are here. And in the transcripts, I took all the questions out of the book, but there's 2 hosts in this audio that are asking questions. And then some of the callers call in and ask questions, but there just was so much information that I took those questions out for the book. Yes. Ken, did you want to say something?
I can't remember what I was gonna say. I'll come back to it. Oh yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, it was. You said something about hearing the voice of the Buddha?
Yes. Through Linda, through the channel.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see what
Oh,
you're
yeah.
saying.
No, you can, like, there's very different, distinct voices that come through. Like the Buddha sounds very different, say, from the Magdalena or from
Okay.
Archangel Michael or the Divine Mother. Yeah, you can hear the different personalities. That's why it's so fascinating to listen to the audios. You're getting the original audio there. So let's do just a little brief prayer. But before we do that, we want to just welcome all the beings that are with us right now, our guides and our galactic friends and the higher realms, basically. And let's ask the mother to put her cloak around us, that beautiful blue, soft velvet cloak for clarity. So we allow, so we accept, so we forgive, so we trust, so we have the faith to keep going. And we'll post the mighty one. So Michael always goes on the door wall. So we'll ask him to walk across that wall with his blue flame and stand in the corner. And then Archangel Raphael, the next wall, walking across, coloring the wall green. So you're really making it a healing chamber around you with the colors. And he stands in that corner with his emerald flame of love and compassion and healing. And then Archangel Uriel walks across the next wall with his silver flame. And he really helps you go deep. So if you want to get clarity and truth, call in Uriel, because he will take you to places you've never been before about yourself. And Archangel Yophael along the next wall, the 4th wall, and he's the magenta amethyst. And he stands in the 4th corner. And if you're worried about stepping out and being in public, he always has your back. So the beings of the magenta, the Buddha, Jesus, Lord Maitreya, Archangel Yophael, they really help us when we're out in public to let go all that fear and just know that their support is right with you. And then, of course, Archangel Gabriel is right in the middle with her golden ascension spiral, and that's our joy. So we're here in joy to know that everything is forgiven and to ascend. Yes, Stefan.
So we've talked a lot about Archangel Michael and Raphael and Uriel and wisdom, and I've heard it, and maybe I've not paid enough attention, or maybe I'm just new to all of this, but it would be helpful for me anyway, maybe others, to have a more clear understanding as to what each of these archangels um, should be called upon for, and like what do they represent for us? And like if I'm calling them, I don't want to just call them okay, Archangel Michael, okay, Archangel Raphael, Uriel. It'd be good to know for me,
Yeah.
and maybe I haven't paid attention. Like, what are they here for?
So
That
Michael is here to help us get to peace, the blue energy of peace. And I can send you this information too.
okay,
I can email it to you.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. So,
So
and
peace.
yeah, peace. Like we've all come to create peace on the planet. But how do
Mm-hmm,
we create peace? It's the letting go of the belief systems that are
mm-hmm.
not of love. So he really, he has a mighty sword, and so do you. Everybody has their own sword, but Michael will literally lift off the old belief systems from us because
Mm.
they trap us. They feel they're not real, but they feel real. And they
So
feel,
would he be sort of one of the primary go-to archangels for
yeah,
like a starting point? Okay,
yeah,
peace, let go, because that's letting go is a early stage sort of thing where you want to let go of stuff, and then you want to grow, and then you want to share or what have you.
yes,
Okay.
yeah. And everyone looks to Michael. He's really in charge. The Divine Mother is the ultimate in charge, but Michael is right. Michael and Gabrielle are right. They're the biggest beings to look to.
Mm.
They were the firstborn, basically, of the Divine Mother, Father One. They're ancient and mighty and gentle and just so loving. And they really want us to call on them because what's happening here is so important.
But you say that about all of them, though, don't you? I mean, so I'm trying to differentiate
Okay,
so that
so
I get for
Archangel,
clarity.
yeah, so Michael is peace, blue is peace. Raphael, the green, he's the healer of all the universes. So when
Okay.
you're working on any kind of physical healing, he's in the massage rooms, he's in the real places where it's physical healing.
Mm.
But he does all kinds of healing as well. Yeah, he's in the hospitals. He's it's all kinds
Oh,
of healing. Yeah.
okay. I can
Hmm.
relate to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Uriel is for us when we're sitting still and we're wanting that deep truth to know who we truly are and to face into our fear, basically. It really
Mm.
helps us facing into fear and any money issues as well. There's quite a bit of fear around money. Yeah, he's great. And you just ask him to come with his silver flame. And I've done more work with him than, well, I've done work with all of them, but Uriel is really helpful if you have fear and you want to go deep into who you are. We're afraid of ourselves because we don't know. We think we've all done these terrible things, like underneath it all, subconsciously, unconsciously, we don't, because the religious systems of you have,
Among many other things. Yeah.
yeah, we all feel underneath it all that we're a sinner, what's going to happen. And the thing is, when you ask these angels, these mighty archangels, for help to look at the self, you'll find it's so loving inside. But
Mm.
they're there to help you go into it. And Uriel especially. And then Archangel Yophiel was the father of Jesus on planet. So he incarnated because he's so balanced and he could maintain that balance. Michael said that's the reason why Yophiel incarnated as the father, was because he's just naturally super balanced, and he's wisdom and compassion, and he's that being that you call on when you're going to step into something new, so that he's right there. Like when I've had to step out being terrified, and you can feel him. He's right there. And
It's
then
a good way to look at it when you're able to relate it to something tangible or specific in real life experience where you can call upon for that, for that
yes,
thing when you're terrified or confronted with something new or
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, he's got your back. Yophiel
Okay.
has your back. But all of them will. All of them. You can, if only Michael's name comes to mind, then Michael's, it's fine.
Hmm.
Yeah, and Gabrielle is the feminine. So you notice that they're all masculine around the outside. That's the framework. The framework of how things work. It's like universal law is the framework. And Gabrielle is more associating with the Divine Mother and the blessings and virtues like compassion, like we're studying. But she's on this gold, and see how it's a circle? Whereas the boys are more like the framework. It's so interesting how it is constructed here, because the laws, the universal laws, are like the framework, and the blessings and virtues are like the spiraling energy that we're using to rise. Yeah.
Very on purpose.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see this is joy. This is the golden color of joy. We're all here in our joy. And the more you can walk forth, stepping in gratitude for everything, no matter what is going on. And I'm going to talk about that a bit more, because you were asking how to maintain a steady balance inside. It's gratitude. And I'll show you how.
Yeah, it all comes back to that, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so Gabriel, she has a practice she says, if you spend 15 minutes in gratitude every day, you're going to build that gratitude so that it's a huge bonfire and it will last you all day long. And it starts with it's a small practice. Yep. Okay, now it looks like Ken has a question, or Lillian.
Yeah. I was just wondering, I guess I didn't associate it with this, but Archangel Yophiel is the one that has the Yofi dust.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know why I didn't associate that with him before, but
Yeah, he's got your back, but he's also super fun loving. He teaches us awe, which is all about the magic and the wonder.
okay.
Yes, Darren.
Yeah, I use Michael a lot for protection. If I feel like I'm being attacked by some dark energy, Michael's right there. He'll protect you very well. And the other one, Uriel here, I associate with truth. So that's truth to me. When I need some truth, I'll contact him. Of course, Yofi for Yofi dust. I mean, that's a fun, light, joyful energy.
Father of Christ
Yes.
or of Jesus.
Yeah. When
Thanks,
they were
Jared.
in form, yeah. And Michael, the reason why Michael is protection is because the belief systems are not real. Like, they feel real, but they're not. They're a human creation. So everything that's not of love is not of the higher realms. When we pass over to the other side and you're clear in who you are, you're going into that zone that's all loving. So just know that if you feel like you're being attacked, it's really you attacking yourself with the old belief systems. It's hard to understand, but there's
No, I get it.
only
Yeah,
our
yeah,
fear. It's only our
yeah.
fear. Yeah. But call on Michael for that, because he will lift it off. He will lift it off because it feels heavy. And literally he will lift it off. And we'll go into that more in the law of intent. So the next chakra. Okay.
Thank you, Kathleen.
That was good. And I'll send it out by email as well.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So yeah, what you're doing when we ask the mother to put her cloak around us and we're posting the mighty ones, we're creating it's a healing chamber of color all around. So there's all this news of these healing chambers coming, med beds coming to the planet, but basically you can create this healing all around you with color. It's vibration, it's frequency, it's the energy of the gender equality that's been missing on the planet. So the more we're in this balancing of these, of the vibration of the and frequency, you're balancing yourself inside. And that's, you get it, you come into this place of no judgment. And the more of us are in that place where there's no war within, there's no opinion, there's no judgment, we come more and more into the way of being of the higher realms, which is why we're here. We're here to remember that. So when you feel the colors of sound, vibration, and frequency, of love, of nature, it's in nature, it's all around us. So without and within, love is everything. And basically, we're coming into that zone of non-judgment, compassion. And that's why compassion is so important, because it's loving and serving without judgment. Oh, so this, inside of us, we all have this tri-flame. So the blue is the healing, understanding the mother forgives everything. And when you're in that zone, oh my gosh, it's so peaceful. When you really, really get that, it's very peaceful. So it's a practice of reminding yourself that you're of the higher realms and everything is forgiven. There's no judgment of anyone, any being, no matter what we've done here. And there's no judgment. The pink is remembering how cherished you are. And the gold is us moving into action, being in your joy, creating all the time. That's being in gratitude is a creation. And when you're in that zone, oh my gosh, it's so, you're at peace, in joy, and operating from compassion, and understanding how cherished you are, and really get your truth, because there's a tiny bit of silver in the pink, and that's your truth. And then it's incredible. So yeah, so when we breathe green and drop into the heart chakra, you find all of that information there. I learned more, as I said a few times, I've learned more just studying this and feeling into that, and the concepts and the ideas and how things work just come naturally, because we all know this. It's just been, we've been on a long journey of not knowing it. Yeah. Okay, so to silence the mind and simply be in the heart is a discipline, a practice. So when you find yourself in that wheel of confusion, the best thing to do is sit with the Buddha under the Bodhi tree in your mind, in your heart, where we can empty your mind and your heart and simply sit together in the wonderness of all. So practicing dropping down, sitting still, and just being. And before you know it, with more practice, the mind becomes very silent, and you can just sit there. Yeah. Okay, so let's do a little prayer and then we'll get started. So breathe that green and drop down into your heart, and just pretend in your imagination that you're sitting under the tree, under the Bodhi tree with the Buddha. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, Council of Love and Council that serves, we gather here this evening, united in heart and purpose, seeking guidance through the doorway to your sacred wholeness. We are your children and servants, companions in spirit, co-creators in form. We walk this planet Earth, Terra Gaia, this ancient garden of green. We have heard your call and we answer now with our hearts, souls, and minds. We come prepared and clear in our intent to join wholly and completely this night with all, with joy, with the divine, with love. We seek our birthright and our inheritance. We seek that which is, all that ever has been, and all that ever will be. We seek those blessings in order to better serve our companions of earth, to be of service to the one, to show our love for each other. In this we join our hearts and pray. Amen, amen, and amen. Okay. And this card here was such a gift. This was from Jane when my birthday party with Jane. And Jane had this amazing tree deck. And she showed me the cards that she and Stefan had pulled, and then encouraged me to pull one. And I pulled the Bodhi Tree, which another name is called the Pipple Tree. And there's the being sitting with the Bodhi Tree. That was extraordinary. And then I did a bit of research. So I wanted to know what this was all about. So the Pipple Tree is known for its ability to purify the air. One mature Pipple tree or Bodhi tree can produce oxygen for up to 9 to 10 people a day. They reduce air pollution by absorbing toxins from the air. In Indian mythology and religious practices, this tree holds a special place. In the Hindu religion, it is venerated as it is connected to the Trinity gods, to Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, and represents life, wealth, fertility, and is thought to be Vishnu's dwelling place. Often the trees are decorated with thread, idols, and representations of gods during religious celebrations. Also revered by Buddhists, it's known as the Bodhi tree, an important symbol since Gautama Buddha gained enlightenment under one. The famous Bodhi tree at Bodh Gaya, Bihar, is revered by pilgrims from all over the world, making it a significant cultural and religious monument. Yes, Ken.
Who's you mentioned one of the gods, and I can't remember if it wasn't Shiva, it was someone else.
Vishnu?
Vishnu, yeah. Who is
Yeah.
he?
I think see this, when Steve used to talk about this, I never really paid too much attention because it seemed so complicated, but I think it's connected to the mother, the father, the child. And
So,
I think Vishnu is the mother.
oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but I could be wrong. I need to look that up. I should maybe just ask Steve. He will definitely know. The famous Bodhi tree is revered by pilgrims from all over the world. This tree holds great spiritual and environmental importance and is referred to as the sacred tree. It is a complete ecosystem in itself, one of the most important trees in the world. So no wonder the Buddha sat under the Bodhi tree and gained enlightenment, and why he wants us to sit under the Bodhi tree in our hearts, because that's the place where we learn and remember who we truly are. So, and I'm just going to read the compassion meditation, because there's so much information in the meditations at the beginning of the audios. There is like incredible information, and it's all, they tie it into nature. So what they say here is the colors and the rays of compassion are red and green. And then we know that the Buddha has said they're also the magenta and the purple. And Saint Germain also talks about compassion being purple. So the magenta, amethyst. Okay. And the green is very deep green. It's the green of a pine forest. So they ask us to open up our crown, which is the purple, and open up your heart and feel yourself drift and allow. And let's start with breathing, which is all connected to the mother. Allowance, acceptance, breathing. So that's the blue energy of green, of that ray of love, of that ray of your heart chakra. So in through your nose, hold it a second. They always say this. breathe in and hold. And on your out breath through your mouth, feel yourself going more deeply as if you're breathing and sinking into your heart. So literally you breathe in, you hold, and when you're breathing out, you're dropping down into your heart space and under the Bodhi tree or anywhere in nature, actually. So he says, let's do it again. Breathe in the pine forest. So just smell that scent of pine, the silence of the deep forest, and I should have made that blue, of the redwood forest, the Carolinian forest, and that sense of quiet, the slight dampness in the air, that's the mother. I should have made that blue as well. Even though the pine needles beneath your feet are dry in a cushion telling you that Gaia holds you softly. And this I should have made the yellow of the father because that is the framework. You see how they're talking about breathing, dampness, that's the mother. That's the mother energy that's all around us. And then the pine needles are the framework. So and then Gaia. So, and breathe green, that wonderful black green, and go deeper into your heart and feel the compassion, that sense of allowing and understanding. So that's knowing of everything is forgiven. There's no judgment. And in so many ways, wisdom, and wisdom connects to the gratitude and the forgiveness. No judgment, no trying to fix. There's nothing to fix. Everyone is perfectly whole. We think we need to fix ourselves. We don't. We just need to let go and be and know that we're whole and perfect. Just feel that sense of peace within yourself and for yourself. And then they say, now let's bring in the red down through your crown, filling the crevice of your brain, the beautiful dark ruby, the ruby of love, of old stained glass, of Gaia, that rich red vitality. And feel the ruby in your root chakra that connects you to Gaia, and pull up that vitality of the red into your heart as well. And feel it merge and dancing, gently swaying with the green, that color of a blood red sunset of the red planet. So there's that red ray, that red ruby ray of Gaia, and its vitality and its compassion. It's one of the colors of compassion, that non-judgment. And go deeper into your heart now and feel that compassion. This is a divine quality that is common to all beings, not just simply religious followings or belief systems, and not only on earth and not only amongst humans. You see it in nature, you see it amongst the animals, you see it in the masters and our star brothers and sisters. Compassion is a key to going forward together, never in judgment, but support. So it's like, it's really important for us to master this stillness in the heart. Imagining the Bodhi tree, a pine forest, it's amazing. Yes, Stefan.
Just a comment more than anything. It's rubbing off on me, all this teaching and lessons and compassion. And I find myself being a whole lot more compassionate. I consider myself compassionate already, but like more deliberate and more like just an awareness around it, and like being alert to how I'm being and with people.
Yeah.
So
very good. That's what these do. With these explanations, they help us embody the higher realms, but with greater understanding. Because in the dictionary, it's just empathy. It's sympathy, it's empathy. But this compassion is so much more. Yeah, that's why I love these teachings. Okay, now I just
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know that within compassion, so there's the red, the green, and the magenta, but within the magenta is so much more. There's the blue and the red that made that, but also in the green, it's the yellow and the blue. So there's the joy in compassion. Here's the forgiveness in compassion, and the humility or service. So, I mean, they're so interconnected. But it's just neat to see how it all works together. And this joy is super important. So we're going to go a bit more into the joy. So for understandings of how to hold it and be it, just because the forgiveness, it's basically a deep knowing that everyone is forgiven and we're not here to judge anyone, and especially the ones that are abusing power right now. They're just big kids playing in the sandbox and forgetting who they are. They've really forgotten. So when we send and we wrap them in this magenta, it helps us have deeper and deeper compassion for how difficult it is on this planet. And the more of us standing in the middle with no war inside, no opinion, and just sending this beautiful energy, it can shift. It doesn't take that many people with this type of knowing to shift an entire planet. But it's this in the sending of the energy. And when you're walking amongst the people, being that. Yeah. Okay. So just remember, joy is the action part, and it's being in gratitude, really being in gratitude to yourself for the courage it takes to come here and walk the planet in this compassion. Okay. So within this flame is the knowing you are healed. Everything is forgiven. You're not a sinner. And in the action of joy it's very creative. So you want to be in that excitement of creating all the time from your heart, from this space. And then that's you rising and remembering who you are. Your wings expand and you can fly and create the most amazing life that you can imagine. So yeah, that's all embedded in this. And it's not meant to be difficult. It's supposed to be really simple. We've made it difficult. Sitting still is really important for the healing. Before I could come out and do any of this work, there was there was a lot of sitting still, and I can highly recommend it. And just start with a few minutes a day, and it builds. And yeah, from there you come into really a deep sense of peace and creation, real deep creation of why, knowing why you're here to create. So he says, come and sit with me, my friends, under the Bodhi tree, and share with me your worries and your woes, all your hurts and pains, so they may be laid down. That's also so that we're not expressing them at other people. So that it's inner work, they're laid down, and we can move forward without projecting our issues on others. Tell me your dreams, your greatest hope, and the knowing of your journey. So everyone's come in with sacred purpose, and you can just keep asking, why am I here? What is my purpose? And we're going to get into that in the very first law right after this. It cannot balance out until there is forgiveness, self-forgiveness, and then forgiveness of one another. So that self-forgiveness is super important. And you really don't, I mean, it's nice when you do get an apology, but it's not super necessary. I know I went through a whole journey of learning all about apologies. It's that apology to self that is the most important, because we have played all the roles. So if you feel like a victim, it's basically because you may have been that perpetrator. We feel victimized by someone. Well, we may have acted just like that someone in another life. So the universe is a series of mirrors. So when you can get to that place where we're not judging anyone, and especially the self, it's very peaceful. And it's It's a beautiful state to find. When you have unweighted yourself under the Bodhi tree of everything, then you are free to stand up without carrying the burden bundle. This is what interferes with everything, with a state of joy, with a state of peace. It's us not feeling very good about the self. But when you know that everybody's played every role and you're just here to be that peace, it's very freeing. So without carrying the burden bundle on your back that is so heavy that you feel that you could not come and walk with me and travel to the villages, the towns, the cities of light, saying, look, we bear good news. Yeah, it gets very joyful. Okay. So and then he goes on, he says, compassion calls out to everyone's divinity. And I say, instead of being grumpy, because I spent a lot of years being grumpy in a type of resentment, and it was running underneath everyone. And that's really just judging out there, not realizing I was judging inside. And about anything, always very grumpy, not in a very good state of mind when I would wake up in the morning. So the healing is changing that within the grumpiness to stop judging. So to blessing, being in gratitude for everyone and for every action. So it's a practice. It's a practice to wake up and start your day in joy, thanking your pillow, thanking your bed, thanking the roof over your head. Yes, Ken.
Yeah, I've been noticing that I'll wake up okay, but as the day goes on, I get grumpy.
Yeah.
So it's not, wake up okay, but it's because of what I'm doing during the or what I don't want to say what I'm doing, what I'm reacting to.
Yes, exactly. So then you could sit still. If you can, the best thing to do is sit still and talk to the Buddha.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
and then let it go. Become really conscious. And yeah, so we're not taking it out on anyone. Mm. Yes, Darren.
I find if I wake up in a grumpy mood, then I get busy right away and do the inner work until I change it to a positive mood. And then I'm good for the rest of the day, usually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And just know positive and negative can be outside the heart space. You can be what the higher realms are wanting us to, through all these teachings, is just come into the heart, into balance. So it's not positive, it's not negative. It's just you're just at peace. And then from there walk forth. Yeah. So you can say positive, but really no, it's coming into divine alignment. It's very golden. It's your self-worth, but with deep understanding of yourself, love, the blue energy, that peace, that non-judgment of yourself. Yeah. And super grateful for everything. Yeah. And if you find that when you're out in the world and you're, one of the girls that I work on at the place where I go on Mondays, she said today, when I go driving, I get grumpy. I judge everyone. And I was like, it's a practice to drive from a place of peace. So you just let everyone come in front of you if they want to. You can zip around. I zip around pretty fast, but if somebody wants to come in front of me, come on in. That's very galactic, like just being super welcoming. And we're ambassadors on Earth. And so when you drive like an ambassador, you're always watching out for pedestrians and animals and other cars and being super kind. So then it's so much easier to drive when you're in that mind frame. And you yeah, there's no, and then you can just go from A to B, and no matter, it took me 2 hours to get home on Saturday night because they were putting in an overpass over the highway. And I was just sitting there, just like, whoa, I have had a really long day and it was really intense readings. And it was a blessing to be able to just sit still in the car and go slow and see what was happening. So yeah, it was interesting. So you can be at peace no matter what's happening. And that field is right here. So it's connected to all your lifetimes. So if you're at peace with all the experiences you've had, then it's connected to your peace. Just knowing you're not a sinner, everything is forgiven. And you can be that. You can walk the world like that, but in that state. And then of course, there's two yellows. There's a light yellow here, your biggest self, and then there's this yellow here. So being in your joy is super important. Yeah. And then just remember that compassion is all of this. It's the red, it's the green, it's the magenta, and there's blue and red in that magenta. So yeah. In your field is everything. In the chakras is everything. As we go up and down these chakras, you're going to see it's the healing relates to color and sound, vibration and frequency. So color is vibration and frequency. It's the mother and the father. And we're coming into that zone where there's deep admiration and respect inside for both energies. And then it translates to outside. Oh, this is really cool. Okay, so there was a group of beings called the Hathors on Earth, and they go back to Egyptian times. They're an ascended group of beings, so they're free floating. Lots of us have been Hathors. Archangel Michael told me I was a Hathor, and I think that's why I like working with sound as well as doing the readings, do sound baths. But this wisdom came through Tom Kenyon, and he channels them. And so this one always resonated because I couldn't do this for the longest time. And what they said was, although it sounds ridiculously simplistic, the essential truth of these secrets is what you call joy, appreciation, and gratitude. Discover the things in your life, the situations, the people, your own thoughts and feelings, whatever gives you a reason for joy, appreciation, and gratitude. Cultivate this like a precious garden in the midst of poisonous weeds, for then this garden will grow and give you sustenance. You change your field when you're in gratitude for everything. Especially early childhood in this lifetime goes back into other lifetimes. So you don't feel like a sinner. So you don't feel like you're unforgivable. You don't feel like a victim. If you can be in joy, it changes your field so that it brings in more and more of what you truly want in this lifetime, whether it's money or vacations or just being with family, having the time. It's incredible. Paradoxically, on many levels, not just emotionally and psychologically, but spiritually and even physically, when the power of joy, appreciation, and gratitude reaches a certain amplitude or strength, it can literally cause manifestations of physical reality. And so even in the darkest moments, if you hold the spiritual mastery to transcend fear and cultivate joy, appreciation, and gratitude, unexpected, auspicious moments and situations will present themselves to you. That golden energy changes everything. So it's a practice. So waking up and keeping at it all day long. And what it will do is drive up what's not working. So then the practice is to be super consciously aware, to feel, oh, that's something I don't need to hold on to anymore. Whether it's anger, fear, sorrow, shame, the bigotry, between the masculine and the feminine, learned from early childhood, the hatred, the judgment, the limitation, which is all about anxiety and our belief that we're separate from source and from the higher realms, and the control, the guilt. They'll drive it up. So then that's the beauty of it. It'll drive it up. You can let it go and then come back to being even deeper joy. So just keep being super conscious of what it's driving up. And Sanat Kumara said in the universal law of elimination, which is connected to the third eye, it takes an old, anchored, compassionate, wise soul to be able to venture into your world to truly see this is all part of the wonderful mixture, the melange, the good, the bad, the ugly. Every time we feel like a victim, if you can just bless it and go, wow, I had the courage to come in and experience that. That's amazing. Just be super, super grateful to yourself that the mother has created it because we were bored in the higher realm. She created a wild adventure for us, and bless it all, so that we could become more like her, more like the Divine Father, more like the oneness. So we're learning to be more and more and more like the higher realms in physical form, and it's never been done before. That's what's so exciting about it. Yeah, Ken.
Did you say boring?
Yeah, we were bored. That's
were
what
bored?
that's what happened.
We were bored and we decided to come down to earth or whatever.
No, the mother created this whole adventure for us.
Oh,
Yeah, because we were bored in the higher realm. She's like, well, do I have an adventure for you?
oh my God.
It's been thousands and thousands and millions of years of us learning what doesn't work. And we really have mastered that.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So then you see, when you can see it from the higher perspective, it's easier to be in your joy. It's much easier. You came for the experience to master it. and to or you may even reach a certain level. I know I did, where I just saw, and it just made me laugh so hard. And I met someone else on the weekend that said the same thing, that she couldn't stop laughing because I don't know. I tied myself up in knots. Then when I could see what I'd done, I was like, oh, okay. Yes. Okay. So yeah, compassion calls out to everyone's divinity. So instead of being grumpy about anything, just know you are healed. But you know, it's a practice. We're changing the energy within so that you're feeling peaceful, and you're in gratitude for everything and everyone. Yeah. It's that simple, but it's just a practice over and over and over and over. Mhm. Okay. Oh, and this, somebody asked, I think I was mentioned this last time. So in one of my readings through Linda, and when I was talking to one of my guides, Catriona, my principal guide, who's at my right shoulder, I asked her, when we bless and let go of the old energy, and we give this energy to you, because you can literally feel it going right off your hands, are you able to transmute it immediately? Is that how it works? So I'm wondering, what happens to this energy when it leaves me? And Katri said that is exactly how it works. It is before it is out of your hands, it is transmuted. So it is our energy and your intent, and together it creates something very beautiful. And then I asked if it turns into light, and she said it turns into light, it turns into sparkling diamonds, it turns into love. Sometimes it turns into bubbles of laughter or bubbles of joy. And then I asked, because I felt it float down, and I said, then they float down and cover us? And she said, it is a double blessing. When you let something go and you hand it over, so you let it go off your hands, there is a saying in Shakespeare, and it was Saint Germain that wrote Shakespeare, that something is twice blessed, the quality of mercy. That is the meaning of that phrase. So you can literally, when you're letting something go and you realize you have that awareness, oh, that's guilt, and you can feel it go right off your fingertips. It transmutes immediately into light, and then it floats down on top of us. And we can feel that lightness of being, and often we'll start giggling. So that's how it works. It's kind of cool. Very cool, actually. Yes. Okay, so then we're on to the Buddha talking. Oh, we're already at 5 to 7. So you know what? We're going to do this next week, because I've got some things I have to do tonight. So let's I'm going to skip forward to, we got lots to do. So let's sit in the heart. If you can stay for 10 minutes and do the sending, that would be wonderful. Can everybody do that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Sorry, I took a long time.
Nothing to be sorry for, Kathleen.
Thank you.
I enjoy your teaching.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, that's all. It's all important. All that's information. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna just set the timer for 10 minutes and let's send out. If you can stay in your heart and be in that peace and just allow the energy, you don't even have to, just know that it goes out into the field. You really don't have to do too much, but if you can practice being in the heart, just being really peaceful in your heart with the Buddha under the tree. Let's do that for 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to put myself on mute and set the timer. So breathe that green and drop into your heart. There we go. That's 10 minutes. Goes by so fast. Oh, there's Carrie. Hey, Carrie. Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, that was beautiful. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
Kathleen.
you, Kathleen.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. I'll be back again next Monday.
Same
You can
time,
go-
same bat channel.
Yes, that's right. That's
Be
right.
11/11.
What? Yes, November 11th tomorrow. Remembrance Day. Yes. Yes. So at 11:11 on November 11th, it's pausing and blessing the veterans that helped create freedom here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, it's a good
Yeah.
practice.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so
Well,
welcome.
Thank you.
Right.
See
Thanks.
everyone.
Good
next-
Good night.
We.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Thank you.